Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Adam here, and I hope you're all doing well and ready for another exciting journey around the United Kingdom. Today, we've reached episode 7 of our UK Cities series, and our destination is the beautiful and world-famous city of Cambridge. You've probably heard about Cambridge University, but there is much more to this city than its university. Today, we're going to explore its history, communities, universities, colleges, schools, local government, economy, transport, famous landmarks, and nearby places. So get yourself comfortable, stay with me until the end, and let's discover Cambridge together. Cambridge is one of the best-known cities in the United Kingdom. It is located in the east of England, in the county of Cambridgeshire, and is internationally recognized for education, scientific research, beautiful architecture, and, above all, the University of Cambridge. However, Cambridge is not simply a university city. It is also home to families, workers, international communities, businesses, schools, technology companies, and people from many different backgrounds. Although its university plays an enormous role in the city's identity, there is much more to Cambridge than the historic colleges we often see in photographs. The history of Cambridge goes back a very long way. People lived in the area long before the modern city developed, and the Romans established a settlement there. During the Anglo-Saxon and medieval periods, Cambridge gradually became an important trading settlement. The River Cam played a significant role in this development because rivers were important routes for transporting both people and goods. One of the biggest turning points in the history of Cambridge came in 1209, when scholars arrived in the city and established what eventually became the University of Cambridge. Over the centuries, the university grew, and colleges, libraries, churches, and academic buildings became an increasingly important part of the city. This historic relationship between the university and the wider community continues to shape Cambridge today. When most people around the world hear the name Cambridge, the first thing that probably comes to mind is the University of Cambridge. Founded in 1209, it is one of the oldest universities in the world and has developed into one of the most respected academic institutions internationally. Thousands of students from Britain and countries around the world come to Cambridge to study a wide range of subjects, including medicine, law, engineering, science, literature, economics, and many others. The university has also been associated with some of the world's most influential academics, scientists, writers, and thinkers. One thing that can initially be confusing is the Cambridge College system. The University of Cambridge has 31 colleges, and students belong both to the wider university and to an individual college. These colleges are much more than simply places where students sleep. They are academic and social communities where students can live, eat, study, meet other people, and receive support throughout their university experience. Some of the best-known colleges include King's College, Trinity College, St. John's College, Queen's College, Jesus College, Pembroke College, and Christ's College. Peterhouse, which was founded in 1284, is the oldest college at Cambridge, while King's College is particularly famous for its magnificent chapel. Trinity College and St. John's College are also among the university's most recognized institutions. An important feature of Cambridge education is the supervision system, where students receive teaching in small groups. This gives them an opportunity to discuss their work in considerable depth with academics. However, the University of Cambridge is not the city's only university. Anglia Ruskin University, commonly known as ARU, also has a major presence in Cambridge. Its history in the city can be traced back to 1858, when the Cambridge School of Art was established. Over time, the institution developed and eventually became part of what we now know as Anglia Ruskin University. Its Cambridge campus is based around East Road, close to the city centre. This means that higher education in Cambridge is broader than many visitors might initially realise. Education in Cambridge, of course, begins long before university. Like other parts of England, the city has primary schools, secondary schools, academies, independent schools, special schools, and further education opportunities. Children generally begin with primary education before moving on to secondary school, where they eventually work towards qualifications such as GCSEs. Many young people then continue into sixth form or college, where they may study A-levels or vocational qualifications before entering employment, an apprenticeship, or university. Cambridgeshire County Council has important responsibilities relating to education, including areas such as school admissions and support for children and young people with special educational needs and disabilities. When we look at the communities of Cambridge, it is important to understand that the city is not officially divided into London-style boroughs. Instead, for Cambridge City Council elections, the city is divided into 14 wards: Abbey, Arbury, Castle, Cherry Hinton, Coleridge, East Chesterton, King's Hedges, Market, Newnham, Petersfield, Queen Edith's, Romsey, Trumpington, and West Chesterton. Each of these areas contributes something different to the character of Cambridge. The Market area contains much of the historic centre and many of the places that visitors immediately associate with the city. Trumpington, towards the south, has experienced considerable modern development, while Cherry Hinton has the character of a long-established community. Romsey, Chesterton, Arbury and King's Hedges are also important residential areas where thousands of people live their everyday lives. This is an important point because Cambridge is not just its historic city centre. Beyond the famous colleges and tourist attractions, people are going to work, taking their children to school, shopping, running businesses, and participating in their local communities. Like any other British city, Cambridge has ordinary residential streets, parks, cafes, supermarkets, community centres, and neighbourhoods. Understanding this side of Cambridge gives us a much more complete picture of the city. Local government in Cambridge operates at different levels. Cambridge City Council is responsible for a range of local services within the city, and its councillors represent the city's 14 wards. However, other major services are handled by Cambridgeshire County Council. The County Council has responsibilities in areas such as education, children's services, highways, and other important public services. Therefore, when someone in Cambridge talks about the council, it is useful to understand that they may be referring to different local authorities, depending on the particular service being discussed. Another major part of modern Cambridge is science and technology. The city's international reputation is no longer based only on historic university buildings and academic traditions. Cambridge and the surrounding area have become an important centre for scientific research, technology, and innovation. The combination of university research, scientific institutions, startup companies, and international technology businesses has helped Cambridge develop a global reputation in areas such as biotechnology, medicine, artificial intelligence, engineering, and computing. The technology cluster in and around Cambridge is sometimes referred to as Silicon Fen, a name inspired by Silicon Valley in California and the fenland geography of the surrounding region. This creates one of the most interesting contrasts in Cambridge. You can walk past buildings that are hundreds of years old and then travel a short distance to find researchers and technology companies working on ideas that could shape the future. Cambridge therefore manages to combine a strong respect for its past with an equally strong focus on innovation and discovery. We also cannot talk about Cambridge without mentioning the River Cam. The river is one of the most recognizable features of the city, and one of the most famous activities associated with it is punting. A punt is a long, flat-bottomed boat that is moved through the water using a long pole. Visitors can take guided punting tours, while people with enough confidence can hire a punt and try it themselves. The river passes some of Cambridge's most impressive university scenery, particularly around the area known as the Backs, where several colleges back onto the river. Cambridge is also full of famous landmarks. King's College Chapel is probably one of the most recognizable, with its impressive Gothic architecture. Other well-known attractions include the Fitzwilliam Museum, the Mathematical Bridge at Queen's College, the Bridge of Sighs at St John's College, and the Cambridge University Botanic Garden. The historic streets around King's Parade are also popular with visitors. Walking through central Cambridge can sometimes feel like walking through different periods of British history, because old churches, university buildings, narrow streets, and traditional architecture sit alongside modern shops, restaurants, and cafes. Another thing you are likely to notice in Cambridge is the number of bicycles. Cycling is a major part of everyday life in the city. Students, workers, and local residents regularly travel by bike, and Cambridge has one of Britain's strongest cycling cultures. Its relatively compact size makes cycling practical for many journeys. Buses are also important for local transport, while Cambridge's railway connections make it relatively easy to travel to London and other parts of the country. The city has Cambridge Railway Station, as well as Cambridge North, with services connecting the area to a range of destinations. However, as with many growing British cities, traffic congestion can be a challenge, particularly because many of Cambridge's older streets were obviously not designed for modern levels of road traffic. There are also many interesting places around Cambridge. Ely, located to the north, is well known for its spectacular cathedral. Newmarket, to the east, is internationally famous for horse racing. Huntingdon and St Ives are also within the wider Cambridgeshire area, while Saffron Walden lies to the south in Essex. Cambridge also has strong transport and economic links with London and other parts of the east of England. The surrounding countryside gives Cambridge a different atmosphere from much larger urban areas such as London, Birmingham, or Manchester. Although Cambridge is internationally important, geographically it remains a relatively compact city, surrounded by towns, villages, and countryside. Cambridge is also a highly international city. Its universities, research institutions, hospitals, and technology companies attract students and professionals from Britain and around the world. As you walk through the city centre, it is perfectly normal to hear several different languages being spoken. International students and professionals live alongside local residents and people whose families have been in Cambridgeshire for generations. This diversity contributes to the city's restaurants, businesses, cultural events, academic life, and wider community. So, what really makes Cambridge special? Perhaps it is the way several different versions of Britain come together in one relatively small city. You can see medieval Britain in its historic colleges, churches, and narrow streets. You can see academic Britain in its lecture halls, libraries, and university traditions. You can see modern scientific Britain in its laboratories, research centres, and technology companies. At the same time, you can see everyday Britain in its schools, neighbourhoods, cafes, buses, parks, supermarkets, and local communities. Cambridge may be internationally famous because of its university, but the university is only one part of a much wider story. From the River Cam and centuries-old colleges to modern research laboratories, diverse neighbourhoods, and growing communities, Cambridge brings together history, education, science, innovation, and everyday city life in a remarkable way. It is a place where the past remains clearly visible, while new ideas are constantly being developed for the future. And that is Cambridge. Historic, international, academic, innovative, and unmistakably British. Thank you very much for joining me for episode 7 of our UK Cities series. I hope you've learnt something new about Cambridge today and gained a better understanding of what makes this city so interesting. If you've enjoyed the episode, stay connected to the channel because our journey around the United Kingdom is far from over. Until the next city, take care, keep learning, and I'll see you in the next episode.